Okay, so let's do the bracket challenge. Okay, first, it's Winnipeg and the Blues. The Blues are probably the hottest team right now. The Jets are the President Trophy winners, so that's a big disadvantage. We know why. The famous curse. I saw it once. A team that wins the President's Trophy and win the Stanley Cup. It was the Blackhawks. I think in 2013. I don't remember seeing it before that. I started to watch hockey really more in 2004. So yeah, I don't remember seeing a team that won the... Nope. Quickly like that, I don't remember it. So, the Blues, I think, have won like 3 matchups between 2 or 3 matchups between the 3 to 4 games. They only lose like once against the Blues this season. Problem is, Heilebuck is not great in the playoffs generally. Bennington can be really hot when he wants to. I'm gonna go with the safe pick and go with the... I'm gonna go with the Jets, but it's not something that I think is sure at 100%, you know? I don't think it's necessarily gonna happen. I'm not sure about that one, but we'll see. See. I like that. Oh, we don't choose the number of games this time. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna say in 6 games. And I'm gonna write it. Just because I'm doing like a personal bracket with just my dad. So, and we use the games in our predictions. So, give me a sec. Okay. Oh, pencil. There we go. So Winnipeg 6 versus St. Louis. Oh boy, Dallas versus Colorado. Okay, at the start of the season, I said that Dallas would win the Stanley Cup. I think Heiskanen is still hurt, which is like a big piece for Dallas. It might be literally their best player. Don't know if or when he's gonna come back. So Colorado, the fact that Landeskog is there, even if he's not at his best, I think is like a big deal for them. Could be a huge boost. I'm gonna stay with my prediction at the start of the season. Do I really think that Dallas is gonna beat Colorado? Oh boy. This might change. This one is the hardest. Man. Dallas or Colorado? I want Dallas, honestly. But I'm not sure. Oh boy. It's really a hard one. Mikko Rantanen is gonna be pretty motivated, I think. But same for his old teammates, you know? Oh boy. Tough one. This one is easy, you know? I think it's gonna be short. 5 games. Vegas gonna go through to Minnesota pretty easily. I don't see Minnesota as a threat at all. I think it's the worst team that enters the playoff or in the Western Conference. I really think so. I don't think it's gonna be an upset there. I would be really shocked about it. I think it's more in the Eastern Conference that we might see upsets. I'm gonna say Dallas. I'm staying with at least for one round with my first prediction. It's gonna be in 7. It's gonna be like the greatest series of all. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy good. I'm really excited to watch this one. It's gonna be fantastic. Oilers or Kings? Oilers, I think, could be like they had some injuries, had some problem here and there in the season. I think they could be like the team that you're not expecting, like in 2018 with the Washington Capitals, and they just won the Stanley Cup. They weren't necessarily like the hottest team at the moment, but nobody was talking about the Washington Capitals in 2018. But each year before that, since 2010, everybody was like, okay, Washington's gonna win. Okay, Washington's gonna win. It's like San Jose. Everybody was like, it's their year. And it never happened. But Washington did win the Stanley Cup. And it was like a surprise for a lot of people. Even me, who I like the Washington Capitals. Ovechkin has always been one of my favorite player of all time. So yeah, I think Edmonton could be this team. I don't know if it's just me. I like the Edmonton Oilers. I really like McDavid and Draisaitl. They're like probably outside of my Montreal Canadiens. They're my favorite players to watch. And the Oilers, because of that, they're so good in the playoffs. They can win the series by themselves. But at some point, the Kings, I kind of like that team. This season, they were pretty good. I don't know if Kemper already won the Stanley Cup with Colorado. He's able to do the job. Ah, man. It's so hard. My brain tells me LA. My heart tells me Edmonton. I'm going with Edmonton. Okay, no, we can do the game. So we said 6, we said 7, we said 5, and it's gonna go in 7. It's gonna go in 7. I'm not shocked if I'm wrong on all of them, except Vegas and Minnesota. I think it's the only series that I'm 100% sure Vegas win. I think Gustafsson's gonna have, and Kaprizov are gonna be able to just stall the game, but I don't think they're gonna be able to win this series at all. I'm going with my heart on this one, like Dallas and in Colorado. Since I'm young, Dallas, I kind of like them, especially when I was younger because of Mike Modano. It kind of stays, you know, it's kind of stayed. And I thought they had probably the best jersey in the league. After my Montreal Canadiens, but that's another thing. Blackhawks, it's amazing. It was my top 3, let's say that. Okay. Oh, that one. Do we really trust them? I know Craig Berube is doing a great job, and honestly, when they played against Montreal and it ended like 1-0, I was impressed by their defensive play. They were playing like a team that's supposed to win in the playoffs. Is it the year? Ottawa, 9 years, I think, since the last playoffs. Long rebuild. Very long rebuild. So, which Until they prove me wrong, I can't choose Toronto. I can't. Until they prove me wrong. Tampa Bay or Florida. And Ottawa they win like the 3 games this year. I know it's the playoffs. It's different. But, you know. I don't know. I don't trust Toronto. I don't trust them. They won like 1 playoff since 2004, sorry. Yeah. No, I don't trust them. At all. At all. We'll see. Battle of Florida after the Battle of Ontario. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's something. That's a good one. There. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Florida, for me, seems tired like Tampa Bay was in the Stanley Cup final of 22. Kachuk won't be at 100%. Bennett is not at 100%. Marchand is not at 100%. Even Barkov is not at 100%. They're gonna miss Ekblad for 2 games, which is not that big of a deal, but he's still pretty good, even though he has some big flaws in this game. I think Seth Jones is really good since he's there. Bobrovsky didn't have like the greatest season, but he's still Bobrovsky, you know? Ah, man. Tampa Bay, what a great move to let go Steven Stamkos, who had like another horrible season with Nashville, and go get Jake Gensel, who had a great season with Tampa Bay. And they seem to be revived, you know? For me, the best coach in the league is John Cooper, and I'm shocked that he hasn't won Jack Adams. And for me, he should be in nomination this season. I understand it's probably going to be Arnell with the Jets. I mean, the coach with the Washington Capitals. I'm talking. I'm gonna do the research. I just have a memory fart. So yeah, and probably Saint Louis with Montreal, because they weren't supposed to be there at all. So it's always there like that. Like it's not the Jack Adams. It's the most surprising team in the league. That's it. That's all. Nothing else. Which should be the biggest surprise of the league award. Spencer Carberry. But there, I knew his initial, but I did not remember his name. Yeah, he's probably gonna win it. I would be surprised if it's somebody else, but yeah. I think John Cooper deserves it. For one reason. He revived the team that was dead. For me, Tampa Bay was over. It was done. They weren't gonna go far. And I think this season, it's just a revival. They weren't supposed to be that great. Some people thought they could miss the playoffs. I'm going with Tampa Bay on this one. Washington, I'm keeping it for the end because it's my Montreal Canadiens. I'm keeping it for the end. Carolina against New Jersey. I don't think it's that hard to see who should win this one. What is hard is, I don't know for the goaltenders. If Markstrom decides to be the best version of himself, New Jersey has a great chance of winning it, because Carolina can't score goals again this season. They had some difficulties to score goals. And I don't think it's gonna be... I say that, I might shut up. Oh, didn't realize that they had so many goals. They allowed a lot more than what I was thinking. I was wrong. I had that feeling, but I think I was wrong. 3.30 is pretty good. Well, sometimes you need to watch the stats, you know? Look at the stats. Yeah. See. I'm surprised. I'm surprised about those stats. Yeah. Normally, I would give the advantage to Frederick Anderson in the net. I still have to go with the New Jersey on this one. For the net, of course. Man. I was expecting New Jersey to be much better this year. Carolina is for me, it's a flat team. They're not really interesting to watch, but man, there's some players I just really like. All the debacle with the Rantanen trade. At the end of the day, hey, they have Stankoven. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be an amazing player for the Carolina Hurricanes for years and years and years to come. New Jersey, I think Jack Hughes is gonna miss the playoffs, if I'm correct. Yeah, no. Carolina. Washington, Montreal. Everything points for it to be Washington, of course. Montreal is the big surprise this season. They weren't supposed to be there at all. If you look at all the teams, it's the only team that I'm like, how did they make the playoffs? I was expecting to see them make them next season, with Ivan Demidov coming, with David Reinbacher. There's gonna be ready at some point. It's all about the youth. It's the youngest team to ever make the playoffs. So that's something. Nick Suzuki has just upped his game to another level. He's fantastic. He's fantastic. He's phenomenal. They don't have a second center. I respect Newhook, but I think it's a third centerman. Third line centerman. The Dvorak line is pretty much the second line right now, with Anderson and Gallagher, but they're not a second line. They're an energy line, like a third or fourth line. Armia can shoot right now. He's hurt to his hands, but he's still very good defensively with Heineman and Evans. It's a pretty good defensive line. It's the fourth line, and I would say the third line, even though everybody calls it the second line. It's Newhook, Demidov, and Laine. That could be the surprise. So, for me, it's the depending on how it's gonna go with them. That can change the series. I think Montreal's gonna put a fight. That's for sure. Washington is just crazy this season, of course, with the big record for the big achievement for Alexander Ovechkin, hitting the record of most goals in a career, all with Washington, which is, I think, just crazy to think about it. When you think about it, it's just wow, all with one team. At the end of the season, it was a little bit too focused on that because they had nothing to. They were. It was sure they were gonna end up finishing first in the Eastern Conference. You know, so yeah, they had nothing to play for outside of that record. So. Yeah. Goalies. This season, Thompson was pretty good. I just wonder. Will he play? Will he play the first game though, Logan Thompson? Is it gonna be Charlie Lindgren? Charlie Lindgren is good, but is he gonna play? That's a big question. If he does, and that's gonna help that's gonna help the team a lot. Protas 2 is injured. So it's hard to know, you know what? It's very hard to know. Lately Montreal was probably a better team, and what they got through for the end of the season, they were so stressed. You could tell how they were playing. They were playing with how do you say that? They had a lot of pressure to make the playoffs. They were not supposed to be there. It's such a young team. So they got a lot of experience in the last 4 games of the season because they had to win just 1 game and they were making the playoffs. It was done. But they couldn't achieve it until the last one. And man, Columbus got close. So, yeah. They will play with no pressure from there on. They could. I can see a world where Montreal win that series. I'm still gonna go with Washington in 6, but I think they're gonna put a fight. There's gonna be like maybe 2 or 3 overtimes, and it's gonna be a big playoffs. I'm gonna go with this. There we go. I think it's gonna be that's gonna be something in the East. Oh, that's gonna be something. I want to be wrong for Montreal. That's for sure. But I can't really go. Yeah. For now, if I was to make a bracket where with just the teams that I really want to see making to the second round, I will go with I would just change it for in the West. I would just change Vegas for Minnesota. I would put Montreal in the second round. There's only 2 teams that I just happen to not pick. But yeah, Montreal would be there. I understand why some people think that Montreal has a real chance to win because they won't have any pressure, and when they play well, they play really well, and you don't know what will happen with Demidov. Demidov is so good. I watched around 10 to 15 games this season of Demidov in the KHL. He was dominating the KHL, and he comes here and he's just so good already. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but that could change the series because they don't know Demidov that much, you know, and he can put some frigging amazing play. But yeah, we'll see. I think Washington is pretty complete too. They have great defense, great offense. They're good in the offensive zone. They have a great bottom 6. I mean, yeah, they have a lot. They're pretty good. So I'm gonna go with that. Edmonton, Vegas. I think it's gonna be Vegas. I want it to be Edmonton, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think it's gonna be Vegas. They're gonna be pretty they have time to restore after the first round. Yeah, I think Vegas is gonna go there. Winnipeg or Dallas? we're gonna see a rematch. Well, there'll be 2 rematches because Vegas already played against both Winnipeg and Dallas in the last couple of years. I did say Dallas who win the Stanley Cup at the start of the year, but yeah, no, I see Winnipeg go there. I think if there's a year for Winnipeg to go to the conference final, yeah, it's this year. It's so hard, man. I could tomorrow change my opinion on almost every series. I'm trying, but it's so close to each other. It's so fun. I'm so excited for these playoffs. I think Tampa Bay is gonna go right there, yeah, against Ottawa, and I see Washington. You know what? I'm going for the fun here. I want to see that. You know what? Yep. Okay. Need to choose. Washington or Winnipeg, the W's. I decided to go with that. Let's go with that. See, first round 1 was easier. It was harder to choose, but for the other rounds, I don't know. Anybody could win. So let's go with what I would like to see for the Final Four. And Ovechkin with a cup again. That would be pretty fun. That's a good question. That's a good question. Who would I see? Sorry for my chair, of course. Who am I seeing winning the Stanley Cup? Between Winnipeg and Washington. There's a part of me that wants to see Ovechkin win one last Stanley Cup. Especially with what happened with this season. I just realized I go with the 1 and 2. Which makes it clear that it won't happen. If it happens though, that will be interesting. I'm going with Winnipeg. I kind of want to see them win it. I think it would be pretty fun. How many goals? How many goals? Let's say it ends in 7 games, okay? First game, Washington wins 3-1 with 4 goals. Then, next game, going to an overtime, and Winnipeg wins it 4-3. Adding 7 goals, it's 11 goals per game in Washington. Washington wins it 3-2 in regulation, adding 5 goals to the Stanley Cup final. So we're going at 11, so we're adding 5, 16. Then Winnipeg's win 4-1 in Game 4 in Washington. 21 goals after 4 games. Game 5, Winnipeg wins it at home. More offensive game, 5-3. It's the most offensive game of the final. Adding 8 goals to the final, 29. Then Washington wins it in overtime in Washington. 2-1. Very defensive game. Probably Ovechkin who scored the goal, you know. See the picture. So it's 32 goals in the last game. 4-2 for Winnipeg. 38 goals. Okay, guys. So I did it. I put Winnipeg. Do I think it's gonna be Winnipeg though? It's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say. I just go with what could be fun, maybe, or what I think could happen. But I'm not convinced at all. I'm looking at this and I'm like, I feel like I'm looking at somebody else. I don't know, man. Oh boy, you could put almost anything here and I would feel like, yeah, it's possible. There's only 3 teams I think I would be shocked if they win the Stanley Cup. 4, maybe 4. I would be really shocked if Minnesota wins the Stanley Cup. New Jersey, there's something that just doesn't work for me. I would be shocked if they win the Stanley Cup this year. Montreal would be a big shock. I would be really happy about that. And Ottawa. Ottawa, I don't see Ottawa winning the Stanley Cup. I would kind of be shocked for Toronto, but not for the same reasons. I would be like, wow, they finally did it, you know? So yeah. Gonna save that. Here you have it. My official bracket, which I don't feel like is that fantastic. I know it's not gonna happen. Just know it. But I feel like anything could happen. Anything. But why not Winnipeg, right? Why not Winnipeg? They're a small place that loves hockey, had the greatest season in the league, and will break the curse for the President's Trophy winner. That would be great. Yeah, I like it. I would change it and put it there, but you know, Montreal, of course, my team. But yeah, I would be happy with that. I would prefer to see Edmonton and Montreal. If I had to do, okay, a personal bracket, it would be Edmonton, Minnesota, then Edmonton, would be Dallas, then Winnipeg, then I think Dallas. I would put Dallas. I prefer Dallas. Here, Ottawa, Tampa Bay. I think I would put Ottawa in the conference final. Montreal, Carolina, Montreal, then Montreal, Edmonton, and then Montreal win the Stanley Cup. That's what I would like. If that happens, it's my dream come true. My dream is just come true, you know. So, thanks for watching. If you're watching the recording of this, you know, the bracket. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Okay, bye-bye.